Hello, everyone. Here I am again with a review of Mushroomhead, The Right Tunes, and The Butterfly. Mushroomhead. Let's. What can we say about Mushroomhead? Well, I got into Mushroomhead in my early years in high school, listening to Mushroomhead's 13 and Soul Survivor, and both those albums spoke to me, and I fucking loved. I mean, in the Soul Survivor, we had the new welcoming of Waylon, and then the 13th album we had J Man with Jeffrey Nothing. Well, in this one, their last album to date, I don't know if they're working on any new material, but at this moment, this album is the last one at this moment. When all three of the guys are in this album and came back in this band. You had J Man, Waylon, and Jeffrey Nothing. Three singers in this band. Well, you can imagine how I felt hearing about this. I was kind of like, three singers, all three of these singers are in this band at the same time. What? Oh my god, this has got to sound amazing. Well, this album kind of made me feel kind of empty. Like, there's 14 songs in this album. This album, it's weird because this album, I mean, not the music is weird. I mean, if you know a Mushroomhead, you know how they sound and you know what type of music it is. I mean, what I mean by it made me feel weird, there's 14 songs and this album just feels short. It feels incomplete in a way. And I'm not bashing the instruments and the singing. All the guys in the band in this album did a good job. I mean all the songs on here. I mean they it sounds like they got what they wanted and got it out there. With that said, I mean, really, when I listen to an album, like if 4 songs or 5 songs hit me in this album, it's a fucking yes. I recommend getting it because it really hit me. And this album, it it's 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 a mixed bag. Because it's only technically 3 songs on this album that made me got me I really enjoyed, and that's Crate, Portrait of the Poor, and We Are the Truth. 3 of those songs really I can listen to constantly and be like, yeah, 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 yeah. Besides that, all the like all the songs seem short for an album having 14 songs. I if I had to pick which Mushroomhead album was my favorite, I'll say probably either Soul Survivor or 13. This one just seems like it kind of got rushed, which I know that sounds crazy because this album came out, I think, 2014, if I'm correct. Like, this album, it seemed like they took some time making this album since the one before it. And, I don't know, it seemed like it took some time, but it seems like on top of it, it seemed like it was rushed, which that might sound crazy, but I maybe that's just me. I mean, if any of y'all have any opinions on this album, please put it in the comments and tell me how your experience was with this album. I mean, I'm not bashing this album at all. I'm just saying my opinion of how it made me feel. Like I wanted more. I think that's the general idea what I'm trying to get at. I wanted more. I just felt kind of cheap. But with that said, this album, I really think that what really makes this album shine, honestly, if they play these songs live, I think this is a big highlight for this album. But like with those three songs said, I mean you can play those live and it'll still get that feeling. But I think when you play all these songs live on this album, I think it gives me more feeling. Like if they did this, like if this was a live album, I'll say yeah, hell yeah, this is a good album because it seems like if you saw them play these songs live on this album, you will feel the emotion more and see the emotion. And some of the songs on here, it just. I think my biggest gripe on this album is it's too short. It's too short. And I really hope they come out with a new one pretty soon. Because regardless of what y'all think about Mushroomhead or what y'all thought what I was saying about Mushroomhead on this album, I do enjoy their music. I mean, I do. So, if you like what you heard, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side.